Hey, greetings. I'm Dorothy Ann Cole. Welcome to Sales 101. The big lesson I'm going to teach you today is don't sell. Don't sell. Do I have your attention now? Let's talk about the energetics of listening. That's one of the biggest skills you'll need to learn, master to do well in your business. The energetics of listening is now a scientific fact. Unbelievable. About how you listen, you can be present, and it takes 12 seconds times 3 movements. Want to learn how to do this? Here we go. You're going to put your right thumb in your navel and then spread your right hand out over your abdomen for about 12 seconds. That's all it takes. So starting now, we'll go for 12 seconds here. What this comes from is the mathematics of creation. And we have a morphogenic field, looks like a Spider-Man web, and there's a point that's 2 inches to the right and 2 inches down that turns on our listening. That's it. Okay, we've turned on our listening. And then we want to do the same thing to be present. So this part I can demonstrate. You put your right hand on your head for 12 seconds, starting now. And then we'll be moving to the left hand. And so this puts us into the present moment where we can connect with the other person that we're talking to. I'd really love to see this replace the handshake. What do you think? Okay, and let's move the other hand over for 12 seconds. I lost count there. See if I can stay on top of it this time around. 12 seconds with the left hand, and then you will be connected in the present moment with your friend, customer, client, family member, whoever. So, replacing the handshake. Here we go. Thank you for joining me with that little educational piece. All right, let's go to our next slide here and talk about the do's and don'ts of selling. Don't sell. Do not try to sell. Do not sell the business opportunity until you are comfortable doing so. And that may take you about 6 months. Don't worry, that's part of the process, learning process. You have purchased a business opportunity, and what you have become now is part of a major industry in marketing. It's called multi-level marketing, network marketing, relationship marketing, and you've seen them coming. They all come at you trying to sell these wonderful, great products and enroll you in their system. And what's given all of the industry a hard name, bad name at times, is too many people out there trying to do this, not very successfully, and alienating a lot of people. So, just a caution. What we want to do is focus on selling our product because it's such a great product and it's going to sell itself. So let's show you some of the tricks you can do to make your business more successful here. And I have to get out of the picture here. Let's see there. There we go. So here are some of the do's. What you want to do is listen to your prospect, learn who they are, listen and learn, and create a wonderful connection, common ground, because what you're actually doing is creating a relationship, long-term relationship to build your business. When you build your business, this is your baby, and I'm doing another video for those of you who've never had a business on some of the things you need to think about as you create your business. But in the sales aspect, you want to create your best friends who will do referrals, not your current best friends. It may be new business best friends. These customers who are totally satisfied with your product are going to tell other people. They're going to refer you to other people. They're going to want to help you if you show on a regular basis that you care about them, and then they'll care about you. That's how it works. This is what the basis of all relationship marketing is about. Back and forth. And then you're going to find those distributors, your business team, your partners. They'll come find you. They'll hear about you through your clients. You may already know some of them. That's okay. You may not. Be open to setting an intention to get the really best team together that you can. And just turn it over to the universe and let it provide here. Now, get very clear on your product information, because this is where a lot of people who start out make a lot of mistakes, and they don't realize, again, lack of training. There are certain things you can say and certain things you can't say. And the stuff you can't say, it's important to know that you can't say it because it's illegal. You're violating state, county, federal, national laws, international laws. It's just, and what it is does potentially damages your business, my business, and our company. So learn, study, get trained before you're out there making some of the mistakes I'm going to share with you that I did. What you can say, this is important. The Love Power Strips are an FDA approved Class 1 medical device for pain relief, and skin look and feel. Wasn't that interesting? And if you're concerned about taking all those sorts of notes here, don't worry. I'll give you a printed copy of these bits of information. So just relax. Get the story here for yourself. Now, the other thing you can say is to tell your own story, your experience with how you learned about the strips and how they felt for you, what happened. And you can tell my story because I'm sharing it with you right now. I was sick, actually. My old injury in my ankle got triggered and it dislocated the ankle. And I'm walking around, I can't even put weight on it. I was in so much pain and sick. So this friend of mine who sold me one of the package of sample 3 strips weeks before, I'd completely forgotten about, and she said, "Have you put the strips on your ankle?" I said, "No, I haven't." So immediately opened the package, cut a strip in half, placed it around the joint. You don't want to put them on joints, but around the joint. And the most amazing thing happened. The pain went away instantly. Swear to God, gone instantly. I said, "What do we have here?" Now, I'm a holistic healer in my background. So what I'm going, whoa, I got to find so I call her back. I say, "I need more strips. Where are they? Where to get these?" She says, "Well, I don't have any. I'm out." "Well, where do I get them?" She sent me to her website. All day I tried to get onto her website. It wasn't working. Called her that night, said, I gotta do this. In the meantime, I did all this fun research on the internet, found the compensation plan, saw the thing on the doctor description of the ingredients, and I went, whoa, this is exciting stuff. So that's what got me turned on. That's what got me enrolled. All on my own volition. Nobody sold it to me. I had a wonderful experience with the product, did a little research, and here I am, training you. Not bad. So, when you do talk about the product, cover yourself. You do what we call a third-party strategy. You attribute all of the information that you're providing from another source, the authority. So in this case, if you watch the video that Dr. Saicedo says about the ingredients, these are the things, I took notes, I have notes for you, what he said about the Korean red ginseng. He said it manages and reduces pain. It improves memory. It reduces stress. It increases relaxation. It improves liver function. You can say that as long as you say, the doctor says. The doctor said this. Have them watch the video. They'll get it. Here's more that he said. Regular use improves the immune system. Anti-diabetic effects. Man, in my clientele, I have dozens of people who have diabetes. Wow. What that, I would like to know more about that. But you can say this right now. Anti-diabetic effects. Normalizes blood pressure. Wow, this is amazing. If you got high blood pressure or low blood pressure, it'll normalize it. No meds. Powerful stuff. I didn't say no meds. You can't say no meds. And then I don't know why this is the end of the list. Sexual dysfunction. I mean, love makes the world go round. Why is it at the top of the list? But whatever. Sexual dysfunction for both men and women. Women, particularly after menopause, often have hormonal issues. So, like I said, sells itself. Now, this is something you need to know. If you get somebody asks you a question, you don't know the answer, you're a newbie, you're getting trained, you just own up. I don't know, but I will find out because I made this mistake. A guy asked me, now this is on Christmas Day, asked me yesterday, "Can you shower with the strips on?" And I immediately said yes. And later I thought about it, said, well, wait a minute, those strips are, I have the adhesive is water soluble. Ooh, I don't know. What I should have said is, gosh, I don't know, but I know who does, and call one of my upline. Oh, don't use the word upline. I put it in this presentation, but you really want to call them colleague. I have a friend or I have a colleague who knows. I can call them. Okay? So you call them normally immediately, might put them on speakerphone, three-way, and you introduce your customer to your colleague, and you inform your colleague generally of the status that this person is a customer looking to find out more information. This person is a business prospect and a potential business partner and has a question, so that you give your colleague, your upline, a heads up about how the conversation might go. And this is a strategy I'll get into more later on sales, more sales training. So don't know the answer, be humble, say I don't know. Now another part of your business is you want to create customers that are long-term customers, because you want them to buy the product regularly, continuously, and you want them to have the benefits of what a incredible product. So this isn't all about the money. It really is about the emotion, the connection, the wanting to help people, wanting to serve. So the way, some people are really good at making connections with people. I love people. I really enjoy them. But I'm not good at relationship marketing. For some reason, I just get really turned off. So I'm excited this time around because I got a product I like. I'm really behind. But if you have trouble connecting, you don't know how to do this, this little technique called form is an easy way for you to just, take a guide a conversation, get to know the person, check in with them. People like to talk about themselves. They like to be heard. So they're going to sense that if you be present with them, they're listening to them, then you care about them. So you can ask questions about, are they married? Do they have family? What, how many kids they have? How are they, names and ages of the kids? Try to remember some of the details, because later on you'll be able to refer to them, reconnecting, reestablishing the message that you actually really care about them. And you do, because they are supporting your business. You ask about their occupation, if their spouse works, what are they doing keeping things in. If they're unemployed or looking at potential layoff or been reduced hours, here's an opportunity to ask a question of, well, have you ever considered having a business of your own? Open the door. Nope, never wanted to. Yeah, maybe. No. Don't say multi-level. Don't say relationship marketing. Well, there's a direct sales program here. Might be able to sell this product if you like. You can open the door. Don't go too far. Remember the strategy I'm telling you about. You're going to be working with your colleague on this. That's called third party, the expertise. Last area, recreation, sorry, not last area, recreation, vacation, find out their hobbies, their interests, and so forth. And then if you stumble, like say the guy's a fly fisherman, and then you find that out and you see an article on the web about fly fishing, you send them the link, said, thought you had an interest in fly fishing, this might be a good article for you, and you send it off. That's a message you care. You connect. You remember them. That's important. People need to be recognized, acknowledged, communicated with on a regular basis. And then finally, motivation. What are their dreams? Ask them the question, what if money was no object? What would you be doing? And be prepared to share your own dream back, because that's always really important in that kind of connection. Now, I'm getting older. I'm looking to build a retirement fund. I want to have that kind of stability and financial sustainability for my old age. So that's my dream currently. But I'd also like to do some really fun things, like take a worldwide cruise around the world. Do some things I've never done. So that's on my list. As you get to know them and you create a relationship with these clients, potential business partners, retain what you're learning about them and write it down. Take notes of, so the next time you're going to call them or meet with them, you can refresh yourself about what your connections are. Ask about their kids' football team, or their wife singing her last performance. Whatever it's about, doesn't matter. You are connecting, and this will help you maintain a long-term relationship with them. So let's do a quick review. We talked about being listening and being present, some of the do's and don'ts of what we do in our business, what you can say and what you can't. Remember to third party the information. Dr. Sasato said, be humble when you don't know. Say, I don't know, but I'll find out. And really be focused on creating a relationship. Make a friend with your customer because it's your business. You're building, you're growing it, and you want to keep it safe and connected and expanding. Create friends who do referrals, customers who will do referrals for you. If they don't have anybody currently in mind, you just say, well, I'll think about it, I'll get back to you. Create customers who will tell others about the product. That's going to be so easy. And your distributors, your future business partners, those who will be coming in on your team, they'll find you. They will find you as people say, hey, I heard about this great product, worldwide launch. They do it in every country. It's no carbon footprint. The environmental issues really neat. Fun if you connect with a scientist like I am. That's what got me. So find your hook. Find the hook in the people you're working with. And finally, I am an expert in the area of stress management. So I want to tell you, use your power strips because they work. They're going to reduce your stress, elevate your mood, balance your hormones. I'm saying all those things you're not supposed to say. Remember that. Here's my story here. I was really sick when all this came down. And I told you about putting the strips on your ankle, but I had that horrible bronchitis, flu, pneumonia stuff going on for weeks. And so I put the strips on my chest. And after the next couple of days, God, I just felt so much better, relaxed, easy, sleeping better, all of it. My mind, my energy was up, my mind was more focused, clearer, and here I am getting excited about how this product's working. And all of a sudden, I've started creating this series of videos because I knew I was intent on building a good team, of which you are a part of now. And this is my first video. Yay! So, love what you do. Love whom you serve. That gets left out of the quote a lot. Whoops, I'm wrong one. Love what you do, love whom you serve, and the money will follow. Pretty grand. Hope you enjoyed our presentation. I'll have some new ones for you very shortly. Namaste. Let's make the world a better place. Let's have fun doing it too. Bye now.